It's easier than ever now to find a profitable product to sell online with software like Helium 10, but there's a lot of products that might look like they're going to make you a lot of money and actually just end up doing the exact opposite and actually drain you, cost you a lot of money. That doesn't go very well. So we're going to be showing you kind of how I'm doing product research in 2022. Let's just get into it. Now, keep in mind, I run a brand where there's a very specific audience. I already know who my customers are, and therefore I know what kind of products to sell to them, right? So the first thing I would have you ask yourself is, who am I selling to? Okay, that might help you pick a category. That might help you pick a way to use a tool like Black Box by Helium 10 here to filter down the results and show more relevant products to you and your brand. If you're starting from scratch, this might be a great way to start from a data-driven perspective in which the product you're finding first links you back to an audience that you might be able to sell to if you're not specifically enthusiastic about selling to any one individual. The way that you would do that is you would want to look for something that's being searched for frequently. Now, when we're looking for these high-level audience-driven searches, we're not looking for low search volume. We're actually looking for high. So I'm going to do a minimum of 5,000 searches per month. We're actually going to cap this at 40,000 searches per month. We don't want things that are being searched hundreds of thousands of times. Those are likely going to bring us to markets that are too large, but we do want markets that have enough search volume to be able to sustain a seven-figure brand in that space. Now, as far as the monthly revenue goes here, we obviously don't want to see search volume results that have very low monthly revenue. So we're going to put a minimum of $10,000 in the monthly revenue, and then we're going to put a maximum of $100,000. There is nothing wrong with putting these bigger, broader figures in here because, again, we're looking for more high-level ideas, and we'll niche down from there as you'll learn later in the video. Now, minimum price, we don't really want to sell anything that's less than $15. We probably don't want to sell anything that's over $100. We're getting into a premium market where we're out of the impulse buy range. It's going to take some thinking and maybe some conversations on the side of the customer and reviews. A little bit more difficult, right? The review count, again, maximum. I'm going to do 1,000 reviews. I want to see things that have, 16,000 reviews, which is just huge markets. And then categories. This is where if you have a craft brand and you do like sewing, you probably only want to look in sewing and see what else is being, sold in the craft space that maybe you can link back to your brand. This could be an interesting way, but then again, there's better ways if you already know what you're selling to figure out what else to sell. This is really more of a video for people that just have no clue. They want to find that first product or first brand space. So you can pick a couple things that interest you. That's a great place to start. If you like sports and outdoors, great. Camping, sports, playing sports, practicing sports, that's fine. If you like tools and woodworking, etc., you can work in those spaces. Generally, you don't want to oversaturate yourself, and just pick a few that you find interesting, especially when you're using these big, broad figures. You're going to get plenty of results, so don't worry about having too few options. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit search here, and we are going to look at the results that this gives us. Now, because we're using the keyword section of Black Box, we're going to get keyword phrases back that are being searched by customers. By the way, if you don't have Helium 10, there's a link down below. You get 10% off every single month for the lifetime of your subscription. So it's my affiliate link. I get a small kickback. It's a great way to support the channel. It's also a great way to save yourself some money. So like I said, there'll be a link in the description for that. Now, when you're looking through here, Yak Attack accessories for kayak, that's already a brand. They're already looking for something very specific. We don't want that. Shop Vac hose, again, that is now a accessory to a different product. We don't want that. We want to sell a product where we are the company that sells it and we can be identified with that space and start to grow some authority in that space. Card shuffler, 2-deck. Okay, this is really interesting because immediately where does my mind go when I hear card shuffler? I think of poker. When I think of poker, I think of enthusiasts. I think of people who like to play poker every Friday night, every Saturday night, surrounding a poker table, have a couple beers, have some cigars. Like, that's the vibe, right? So that's a perfect audience to sell to because what do we know, right? Poker table right here. Those kind of people, if you can grab their attention and start to gain some clout in that space, they'll buy the next product from you that you release. They might even be willing to subscribe to a newsletter regarding poker tips, or you can start something where you're continuously inviting, poker players on to a podcast that you can start. There's much deeper branding we can dive into than just listing something on Amazon. So think of it in that way. Really, the first piece of criteria that I want to give you when you pick on something is this customer an enthusiast of this product, or is it a commodity? We want to sell value-based products where we can offer something better than what the customer has ever seen before, where there's so much value where it's hard for them to say no, than just something like coffee, where you kind of have to just have the lowest priced one, or in some cases be so good at branding, like a company like Black Rifle Coffee or something, that you connect with a specific kind of person, sell to them. But on this kind of intermediate level video here, you want to pick enthusiast market, where these are players with money. They're coming, they're ready to spend some money on something that, you know, fits their needs, and they're willing to invest in something that's higher quality. So this has $19.99, where actually the average price is a bit lower than that. I see a lot of 18, 15, 12, 17, $19.99, one of the most expensive. And they get $200,000 in revenue. Now, why does this brand have $200,000 in revenue when everyone else has far less than that? Well, it could be social proof, so we got to look at the reviews. Well, this one has 4,000, and they're not doing that. So, well, that one's red. Maybe that's something as simple as that. I'll start going through here and start to develop some ideas about why some of this might be happening. Okay, so we're looking through here, we're looking at revenue. A lot of these are the exact same product. So when you see a market like this, where everything is the same and the only thing that's different is price, that's both a blessing and a curse. Okay, that means there's a lot of competition and there's a lot of people that are going to try and undercut you. However, it allows you to create a better version of this product, because what don't I see yet? I don't see one that's super high quality. I actually associate poker playing with nice watches, nice crystal whiskey glasses, high-end cigars, right? Like, inherently, there's money involved. So do you think that your friends would be more impressed with your little plastic card shuffler? Or do you think that it would be really badass if you had a fully, you know, mahogany one with real acrylic instead of cheap plastic case on the top? I've used this example a couple times on the channel, but if we come over to a market like watch display case and we look up Home and Hadfield, see they have a lot of search volume here. Really successful brand. They started a few years ago, 7-figure brand. Now what they did is they made a really high-end watch display case. That was their flagship product, and they worked into the like pocket knife thing here. You can see it's actually the same product, just with notches cut in, so you can store a pocket knife in it, etc. Now a lot of their competition sell either cheap faux leather boxes where you can't actually see the product on display, or they sell just like 100 like huge watch display boxes. They went quality, they went premium, high quality wood, because the person that's organizing and sorting their watches, they're obviously an enthusiast of the product. That is the kind of person that will invest more. So again, coming back to this market, try and make a premium offer here, one that's so good that they can't resist. But hold on, I had to be dramatic because this is important. You really don't want to just use your intuition or make a product that's better than your competition. You need to go figure out what your customers are saying. So head to Google and type in best card shuffler for poker is the first one that pops up, right? So figure out best card shuffler for poker, and then come look at some of these blog posts, right? Poker Fortress has 9 best card shufflers for poker. Okay, so we're looking through here. They're obviously just affiliate linking certain products in here, so it's might not be the most effective way to find the best one. Yeah, this is a bad website. You can kind of just tell pretty quickly. But you want to go find blog articles, posts talking about the best things. And then if you can find one where there's no affiliation involved, where they're not just trying to sell a certain product, then you need to go maybe to like a forum. Okay, so don't look at like these websites where it's, oh, the 9 best. Go to a forum where people are asking what the best one is and try and figure out what real people are saying. You can also head over to YouTube. Now, YouTube's a really awesome place to get educated about certain things. So we can do poker card shuffler. we go, shuffler, and see what pops up. Poker card shuffle. So 53,000 views. That thing is really, really high end. That's like at a casino, I think. Yeah, maximum security for players. Okay, so we don't want that. We want to look at, some of these have 30,000 views. So obviously there is something here to be learned. This is obviously not something I can do immediately and just learn something and tell you perfectly what to sell right now, but you have to go through and you have to watch. So what the point I'm trying to drive home is you have to learn directly from the customers, not just from your competitors. Your competitors don't know anything half the time. They're just cutting out each other's price. It's just like a bunch of little hyenas like fighting for scraps. That's not where you learn how to build an awesome product. You learn directly from that customer. Poker is a really interesting place. That could be a $150,000 per month product if you do it right. As we've seen, someone has obviously already gotten to that point. But the point is, you want to answer a few essential questions. So let's go over those now. The first one is, who's your customer? Poker players. What do they buy? Card shufflers, cards, maybe even poker tables. They might buy chips. They might buy whiskey glasses, cigars, like cigar cases, poker table accessories, right? So those are some stereotypical things that I thought of off the top of my head. Some of those might not be entirely accurate. However, there's obviously a brand to be built there. Now, is there a lot of them? So let's take one more tool from Helium 10 and follow down this line a little bit further. So we're going to go to Magnet. Okay, Magnet is a keyword research tool, and what that allows us to do is get real-time search volume back within a couple of seconds here for everything related to poker. So it's not just poker. We're going to see that, yes, but we're also going to see everything that has something to do with poker, and we could sort it by search volume. So check this out. We have 6,000 keywords that relate. This is really random. There's some stuff, and then we might have gone too broad, right? So that's okay. So maybe what we want to do is we want to go into, if you see that happening, go into phrases containing poker. Now that's going to sort it down to 4,000. Okay, so now it has to only do with poker. And we can see immediately what the popularity is by monthly search volume. Obviously, there's a brand that can be built here that would be sustained. You can grow you can grow an 8-figure brand here. So we have poker tabletop, 7,000 per month. Poker cards, chip set, chips, table, foldable, mat. Let's see. Sets with case, chip holder. So obviously those are some of the most popular things here. And then our poker or our card shuffler doesn't have the word poker in it, but it's obviously used primarily for that, I would say. So there's some things that you would have to look at outside of that. What this does is it gives you proof of concept. So we know that customers are looking for the thing that we're trying to sell. And then lastly, you want to go see, let's go to Instagram. What we're going to do on Instagram, I'll go ahead and sign in. What we're going to do on Instagram is we are going to look for, that's a great steelhead. I just caught this yesterday, 2 days ago. Really proud of that fish. Anyway, you can follow Savage and Smith Steelhead Company if you want. Go to Instagram, and what you want to do is you want to start looking for your Dream 100. Dream 100 is a principle put forth by Russell Brunson. So you want to follow the companies that already have the customers that you're looking for. So this is 23,000 followers. That's a lot of engagement. Okay. So, not the most child friendly name for a Instagram page. However, there's some posts here that have a lot of engagement. This could be part of, DM for collaboration. They are literally promoting the fact that they would be willing to work with small brands, and they would be willing to do influencer shout-outs. You can get a company like this to promote your new poker-based product, and that's just one of 100, hence the Dream 100. So make your Instagram account, make your Dream 100 by following 100 influencers in the space and start building connections with them. Follow them, like their content, comment on things for at least a week or two before you start to message them so they're familiar with you. they've seen you in the comment section below, they know you like their content, and then say, hey, I just made a poker-based content. Can I send it to you? If you like it, I'd appreciate it if you can, say something about it. If you dislike it, feel free to say something about it too. You're just trying to get generally in their group of friends, right? Start to make a connection with them. And then you want to pay them. No better way to say, hey, I want to pay you to promote my product. Well, then maybe 6 out of the 100 agree to do so. On launch day, you have 150,000 poker followers via those pages see your product. Maybe you have a fraction of a percent convert on those and you sell a couple hundred units. That's how you would do it, guys. That's product research in 2022. It's much more customer based. It's much more brand building based. It's not about any one product. It's about the marketplace, the enthusiasm of the customer towards it, and then creating that common vibe amongst each other. So a really good example of this that I've been talking about a lot lately is like Liquid Death, right? So it's like, that's just a commodity based product, but the branding's so powerful that the people feel united by it because it's like metalheads, straight edge, and it's like a very specific group of people that appreciate that company. So you can do that in any space. Figure out not only what your selling is, don't make it about the product, make it about the kind of person that uses that product, and it'll take you a lot farther. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. As always, be sure to like and subscribe. If you do need help, I love working one-on-one with entrepreneurs. Passion of mine. Hop on Zoom a couple times a week with my students, and we talk about how to scale their brands, content strategy, product research, whatever you need help with, I'm here to help. There will be a link in the description to go to my Patreon to sign up for a one-on-one call with me, and I hope to see you in there. Otherwise, I hope you just subscribe and take full advantage of all the free content here on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.